Today we're going to be going over what I've modified on my K1600GTL. It's a 2016, and here in Colorado we like to ride a little bit all year round, so we need a little bit heated gear other than just the grips and the seat. And what we have here is two ports, his and hers, or to be exact, if you need a second port for additional clothing. Pop that up. It's a little cold right now because it snowed, it was a blizzard last night. Here is the garage door opener, and I have this controlled off of the heated grips. So I have configured this port so when the grips are 1 through 5, this gives me a certain amount of heat on my vest. This one is set up with auxiliary lights, and I can control the auxiliary lights through the Wonder Wheel and the blinker cancellation. And this is just the accessories. We're going to go over what exactly I used and how I did it. Okay, so we have the dash of the K1600. I turn the bike on. For my front port for heated gear, all I would need to do is turn on the grips. I have it set to my shortcut to go right to the heated grips. One would be, I have it currently set for 40. This would be 60% of the heated vest, 80%, 90, and 100%. To turn it back off, I just turn the grips off. So now I'm back there. You can see down here, there is an indicator light. That is the indicator light to show that the rear port for the heated gear is on. If I use the cancellation 3 times quickly, the light will go out. If I push it again 3 times quickly, it will turn on. If I push the Wonder Wheel towards the inside of the bike, you will see it flash twice quickly. Now it's adjustable. Now when I turn the wheel down, you will now start to see the brightness of the LED until it goes off. At that point in time, I wait 5 seconds for the Wonder Wheel not adjusting, so that will reset. Then all I have to do is press 3 more times and it goes off. If I turn the bike off with the heated gear off, it will stay off on the auxiliary port on port 2. If I have it on and I shut the bike off and I turn the bike back on, it will return to heated gear. There is 4 settings in this mode. For the auxiliary, you have day and night for low beam and high beam. So if I were to turn on the high beam, I may go have it set for full power on high beam at night, because that's what I last used. So you'll have to use the wheel to adjust and just be aware that it remembers the last setting. And that's pretty much it. That's how I control my heated gear and scare the heck out of myself. Okay, here is the ports. This is one controlled off the grips, one off the auxiliary lights, and the garage door opener. As we go in without the seat, we can see this is the battery tender that was installed by the previous owner. Then this brown wire is connected for my HEX ezCAN, and then as well as this red or orange wire. And if we come back over here, this runs power and switch from the garage door opener to this switch. And also here's my garage door opener. It's a little Craftsman, been around, this is the 4th bike. It's been on well over 80,000 miles and without trouble free. Because I run the power from this garage door opener from the battery, then I get about an extra 40 or 50 feet of functionality out of this. So I don't actually have a battery in here. I've actually wired into this And those wires go up underneath the radio, come back around, and back down under here because it was just easier to tie it there. Now as we move over, we have the actual HEX ezCAN install right here. Okay, this is my port here. So the power comes around and comes down and ties into the battery here. The other port comes back up underneath the radio, comes around, and is plugged in right here. So that's the other side of the security system, and then the HEX is plugged in right there. Okay, a couple of my other wires for these are the heated gear that come around. This is marine grade wiring. You're going to notice these. I have yet to hook this up. This is my dash cam that will provide me front and rear cameras that I've had on my other bike. And I do have power to it right now. It comes off the same power as my garage door opener. Then these two come over and they come down, and that's what provides power to these two ports. And that's pretty much it. Now this is the cable for the heated seat in the back. But other than that, it's a very clean install and not a whole lot of stuff. Now what I did do is you'll see this wire. This wire goes up and is part of the status light. Now you wonder why I had to put this status light here. Such a big cable, because I'm driving a little LED, right? Well, the problem with that is this circuit is set to 10 amps. If I choose and had a wiring scuff or had a problem and this shorted, I need to have wire strong enough that it'll actually tell the HEX ezCAN that I've got a problem and shut it off. Whereas with this, I could actually burn up a wire if I'd used this too small of a gauge, and I'd have a nice fire underneath the tank coverings. So I went with a heavier wire just to make sure that if I did have a short somewhere up there, I could actually tell the ezCAN to shut off and turn it off, which is fine. And then I'll be running my remote microphone and front camera up through this, back through. I'll reroute that as well up there, and then in the back I'll have a camera off the back. But the HEX ezCAN, I'm going to go through and give some details on how I configured it, why I configured it, and just some of the more technical details. So I now have my HEX ezCAN Gen 2 with a green light. It's showing me that I'm connected, and I have set up red circuit for heated gear. Blue circuit is for my auxiliary lights. My yellow is for my accessories. And my white circuit is going to be for my brakes. I have yet to hook that stuff up, so it's just capped right now. So let's go in, and the equipment we're going to be checking is we're going to be doing the heated gloves from First Gear and the Tourmaster Synergy 2 vest. And we're going to go ahead, and I've got right now, I have the vest in the front one and the gloves in the rear one. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and adjust those, and we're going to watch the amperage as it goes up. So I'm going to go in here. Go to diagnostics. It shows me my amperage. Turned on the bike. As we can see that all of that is turned off, and there is the yellow circuit is running 1.41 amps as a peak and an average of 0.09. That's my garage door opener and the dash cam. So what I'm going to do here, without totally whacking it out, I am going to turn on my heated grips. So you can see the red circuit will start to go up. Peak of 4.53. Now it's 5.41. I'm on 1. This is currently set to 40% of power. There's ring 2 of the heated grips, and that is 60% of total power. Gone to ring 3, and I'm now at 3.7 or so, and that is at 80%. Now at setting 4 on the grips, I am now taking it up to 90% of total power applied. And then when I'm full grip on level 5, I am now at just under 5 amps, and it peaked at 5.77. Very doable. So I'm going to run that back down because I don't want to run the battery totally dead. So there, I turn that grips down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on, using the blinker cancellation 3 times, I'll turn on my gloves. And you can see there is the gloves. And I believe I have them turned all the way up. So I believe, there we are, that is pretty much the max for those gloves. So let me go into setting. My status light blinked twice. Oh, no, it wasn't all the way up. There we go. Now we've run that up and we're at 2.64 amps for the current load. And as I bring it down, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and off. There we go. So let's look at what happens when I plug them both into the same circuit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and take the gloves. We're going to unplug the gloves. And we're going to plug in the vest back there, because I can go 10% on the auxiliary light. And now I'm going to plug my gloves into my vest. So if I were to run with gloves and vest, because the passenger wanted to have their own heated vest, which I do have, we could do that. So now this is off. 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100%. So my max is 6.95, or roughly 8.09 is the peak. I could change this circuit down to an 8 amp, but I just leave it at 10 because there might be some other heated gear I want to run, and I'm not going to be taking a computer with me to program this, so I should be good. Okay, so now 3 cancellations quickly, and off goes the power. Want to come back to full power? I'm back to full power. Very stable, very easy to adjust. Turn it off. I'm going to go ahead and unplug. And now I'm going to, got the garage door opener working. Plug it in the front. Now we're going to do the grips too. So we're going to go ahead and just make sure, switch it over to the grips. That is 40, 60, 80%, 90, 100%. I took a little less on this one, as you can see, but you're talking 1/10 of amp, so fractional on that. Okay. And the grips are back off. So, bike is off. What you'll see is I have a power indicator for 60 seconds for the garage, so I can change after I shut the bike off. I have up to a minute to actually close the garage, otherwise I have to use my other closer. And the other thing is for the dash cam that's located up under here, I have it tied to the 3rd post that is the accessory power. So it will tell me, it tells now the DVR to start shutting down because the power has been removed. So we'll go back into that in another video, but this was pretty much just for the heated gear.